Greetings, this is Stan as we begin a whole new series of what I would call foundational and perhaps recruitment videos for our renamed, renewed venture, which we simply call the Institute for the Study, Teaching, and Promotion of Christian Entrepreneurship, but we call it the Creator Entrepreneur, the Creator Entrepreneur Institute. And in this institute, which is a gathering of men and women I'd like to lead and give guidance to and learn from, a group of maybe 7 to 12 people, ladies and gentlemen, men and women from all around the world. And what we would like to do is share some of the wisdom, the insight, the truth, the spirit stories that we have that could be helpful and useful to all of us who are going to seek to make our mark in this post-worldwide COVID world marketplace. Place we have to live and raise our children and help our grandchildren and help our clients and customers and colleagues to have a better life. Better than the one we are perhaps going through right now. And so let me tell you a little bit about the Creator Entrepreneur and the idea that goes behind it. A few years ago, a book came out which was simply called The Creator's Code. And what the book was about was a very well-researched book, many interviews, many ideas, and the author of the book said that there were about 6 things that identified what went into people who were creative in their life and in their business, in their career, in their work, art, and activities. You know, creative people. What is behind creative people? Well, what I'd like to do is take that and put together what I have discovered in many years, and very specifically in the last few years, what I'm going to call the Creator Entrepreneur's Code. The Creator Entrepreneur's Code. For those men and women who are out there to become creators, and they're going to create something new and different and unique, and so they're entrepreneurs. And they are men and women who are led by the spirit force of the universe. The God who loves us and leads us all into a better life, a better place. So here we go with that, and what we have identified is 7 things that go in to the Creator Entrepreneur's Code, and we'd like to share them with you and ask you to respond and perhaps begin to build the 7 into a greater storybook, and then also perhaps you'll be one of the 3 who will start, who will join us. We're looking for between 7 and 12 to start, and it'll go from there. But as the master entrepreneur said, we'll start with 1, me, and then we'll try and get 3 and see if we can gain a few more, and then we'll have a company of 12, and we'll see where that goes. We've identified what we call the 7 codes, the 7 characteristics, the principles and practices, beliefs and behavior that will go in to what we call the Creator Entrepreneur's Code. And may I just simply briefly introduce them to you, and that will then lead hopefully to a real class and course where you can get some real information that will be new to you, but something you can bring into your life to make your life and business work better in these post-COVID times. First of all, very simple. We say, the guy from Hibbing, Minnesota got it right. But he was just simply repeating a worldwide perennial tradition. His name was Bobby Zimmerman. He was from Hibbing, Minnesota, and he went to New York and renamed himself Bob Dylan. And during part of the reinventions of his life, he had a song through what he would call his Jesus period, his Jesus style. And the song was very simple. You've got to serve somebody. You've got to serve someone. Number one, we are made to serve others. That's what you were made for. You may not know it, you may not believe it, you may not fully understand it, but that's why you were made. That's why you are here. Life exists for others. Albert Einstein said, that's not just a theory, and it's not relative, that's real. We are here for others. And so we have to identify not what we want to do as much as who we are called to serve. What are we called to serve? Because you are serving somebody and you're serving something. And if you're just serving yourself, it will not go well for you. As I one time said to a gentleman who kind of gave me a rough time about that, he said, I'm just taking care of myself. And I said, well, I hope you pay well and on time, because you're perhaps the only client or customer you will ever get, because we are made to serve others. And right now, I put the statement before you. Hey, who are you called to serve? Things have changed. Right now, your life, your business, who are you called to serve? Because that's principle one in the Creator's Code. Number two, the reason so many people are so afraid is they don't understand number two. By the way, if perhaps I would get the COVID and die, that would be sad. That would be bad. I certainly wouldn't want that. But we're all going to die someday. That's right. And those of us who believe number two have a little better and a deeper sense of how we can live with that reality. We are not human beings who might have a spiritual experience. In the words of my mentor, Teilhard de Chardin, a great philosopher of the late 20th century, said, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. You are a spirit being. And if you are going to be successful, you are going to have to learn how to develop your spirit self. Spiritual development. And the HR people have all kinds of trouble with this, but today, right now, the new beginnings, you are going to have to discover your spirit self and how to develop it. Because if you want to do well, you cannot just be a human being who's plastering on some spirituality or whatever that means. We are human beings. No, we are spiritual beings who are having a rather brief and usually quite difficult, because life is difficult. Life is hard. It's scary. It's risky. But you are having a human experience. And someday, as I did when we buried my dear mother, I simply said, as I put my hand on her coffin and casket, and said, Mom's human experience has come to an end. And now she is fully free to live what she was meant to be, her full spiritual experience. Number two, that's it. We know and understand and live both in the power and possibility that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Number three, we are made to create. We are not made to just manage things, message things, move things, market things. We are made to make things. In the beginning, God created. The fifth word is the reality. You are here to create things. That's what the human spirit, that divine spirit, is made for. Sitting right next to me as I'm doing this, and you may even hear him snore from time to time, is Jackson the Wonder Dog. A cute little dog. He's getting old now, but he's still my walking companion and maybe even prayer companion. And Jackson is doing exactly what he was made for. He's sleeping. He will eat. He will go for a walk, and he will enjoy having the company of me and other dogs. Life is perfect for Jackson. He's getting to do exactly what he was made to do. He was bred to be a little companion dog and have a good life with plenty of food, plenty of walk time, plenty of water, no worries, a little fear as perhaps that bobcat comes up the trail and he sees that and runs to me. But he was not made to create. He was made just to be what he is, a dog. Number 4, vital today. We were made to take risks. As we're going through a little bit of this COVID deal, one person said, we are not meant to be people who are, the land of the obsessive and the home of the compulsive. We are laid down and risen up to be in the land of the free and the home of the brave. People who seek security, 100% knowledge, who reduce all uncertainty, will have a difficult in many cases. It will seem secure, and maybe it is, but we were not made to live that way. We were made to live dangerously. We were made to take risks. We were meant to walk into the difficulties of life and create things, knowing that we might fail, even aware that we probably will fail many times, that it is in the failures and in the scars that come to us that perhaps the success and the stars come to us. We were made to take risks. You are to take risks. You are not just to be careful. You are meant to be bold and brave and strong and live with less fear in your life. Maybe even be fearless. As the Hebrew and Christian scriptures remind us from time to time, in fact, all the time, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Take risks. Number 5, we're meant to fix things. Everything has fallen apart. Everything has gone wrong. As one of the Hebrew Psalms says, without God, nothing works. And so, since God is not the leader and the controller of everything, he allows us to have our say and our play and our part in that role. There's a lot of mess-ups. There's a lot of messes. If you see what men and women are up to, just look around and you'll find out that there's a lot of things that need to be fixed and repaired. And that's part of our role. One of my wonderful friends is an entrepreneur who he's just very good at making sure that air conditioner works. And I know that whenever I have a problem, Jerry will fix it. He can fix things. And he doesn't just need to kind of replace parts. He knows ways to save me money and make something work that doesn't need to be replaced. He's truly a handyman. He's really good. As somebody has pointed out, it's said that the word carpenter to describe Jesus can more and more be thought of as a handyman. He repaired things. He fixed things. He must have been quite good at it. Had quite a reputation. He was probably the one that everybody called upon for he and his business when things needed to be fixed or repaired. Maybe certainly from time to time something new needed to be created, but primarily in that world, in that life, repair things. Entrepreneurs, creators create ways to fix things, to solve problems, to overcome difficulties, to find new medicines and new vaccines and new ways of keeping life better and maybe longer. And that leads us to number 6. We are called to live well. Now, in the midst of all these difficulties that come and go around us, there's a word that we use a lot: flourish. We are meant to flourish. We are meant to be people who make a difference. The world is better because we are here. Things have happened that might not have happened because we are here. And we're meant to enjoy them. We're meant to flower and bloom and flourish. I love the line from the old Chariots of Fire film when the main character, Eric Liddell, is confronted by his sister, who doesn't like the fact that he runs so much because she thinks he's called to greater things. He simply says, "Jenny, don't you know God made me fast, and when I run, I feel his pleasure." And what I'm about is trying to help you figure out, what do you do? And when you do it, do you feel the pleasure? This is what I was made for. This is me. This is flourishing. Feeling the pleasure. Number 7. If you've done all that and lived a fairly, at least you're probably in the second half of life, you're meant to teach. That's what Jesus was. He said, I'm a teacher. He's also a storyteller. He's a salesman. Oh, we're going to talk about Jesus, the salesperson. He knows how to sell stuff. He knows that first of all, you sell yourself. And then you sell an idea. And then you show how the idea, the product and service works for you. And then he says, come on, join me. Just as we're saying, come and join the Institute. Be one of the 3, at least to start, who are part of the 3%. That's right. Only 3% of the population know who they are, what they're made for, what they're about to do, have set a plan, set the steps, and are pursuing that high call. Only 3%. Are you one of the 3? Well, let's learn a little bit more about how we could be that way and how we could share that wisdom and help with others. We're called to teach. We are called to teach others. That's how things get better. This generation, me, I teach others, and they teach the next generation. We are only one generation away from chaos. All the wonderful things that have come down to us, they can be lost in a generation if no one teaches, no one mentors, no one coaches, and no one cares. We are meant to teach. So, brief summary. We would like you to become one of the creator entrepreneurs and perhaps begin to live and share the code which says we are called to serve others. Figure out what that means. We are spiritual beings meant to live that way in this human experience. What does that mean, and what does it mean to you? We are made to create things. What are you made to create? We are called and made to risk. What risks are you supposed to take? What fixing and repairing are you fairly good at and can help people with? Is that a part of your life? What would flourishing, flowering, being fully alive really mean to you? You know? And then, are you doing any teaching? Now, as we approach, hopefully, a better world as we get through the COVID crisis, what we are saying at the Creative Entrepreneur Institute, we'd like to help you start to live with greater power. We want you to have greater ideas. We want you to have greater influence. We want you to have an impact on the world, and we'd like to increase your income. That's right. We would like good things to come to you. Income is not just money. It's that good things come to you because of who you are, what you do, how you serve, and how you live. Good things come to you. We'd like to help you figure that out. My name is Stan. I'm kind of the spokesman, a little bit of the leader, and we're inviting you to join the Institute. That's right. And to start to live by the Creator's Code. Let me know if I can help you with that. Why don't you just reach out? I'm behind the microphone and you have a cell phone and you can give me a call. You can give me an email, probably text. And I'd like to talk to you about perhaps joining our 3% group, at least the first 3, and we'll go and grow from there. StanHouston@gmail.com, StanHouston@gmail.com, 520-664-7002, USA. I won't answer the phone, but I'll take your message, and I promise you I will get back. I will read your email, and I will respond. Always do that. Return the call. Return the email. That's how we will always communicate. Again, I'm Stan. I'm joining you. I'm asking you to enjoy the privilege of joining the Creator Entrepreneur Institute and being a part of that and seeing what together we can do as we are living in difficult and challenging times. But don't be afraid. We are more than conquerors. We can conquer the COVID. We can do that. And we can start to do it right now. All the best and blessings to you. I look forward to hearing from you. Till then, bye for now.